Greetings. It's like, nah. Hello. My name is Unfiltered Fed, and today we're gonna be talking about ego death. Ego death. Pretty crazy, right? Your ego dying. That shit does not sound fun. But it's the most liberating thing you're ever gonna experience in your life. As if you ever get to experience it, you know? The end of you. Alright, ego death is basically the end of who you think you are. Your ego is basically the mask you wear. Your mask. There you go. Your name, your story, your goals, your gender, your age, everything, all of that shit. That's your ego. It's basically the actor on the stage. Think of your ego like a character in a video game, or you're a character in a video game. The clothes, the stats, the backstory, that's essentially what the ego is. But the real you is the person holding the controller. Most people get stuck thinking they're the video game character, when in reality you're the one controlling the video game character. Have you ever gotten high and waves of emotion hit you all at once? Colors got vibrant, your hands got kind of wavy. It's like you unlocked a whole new spectrum of awareness. My first time I felt crazy. It felt like my mask, it felt like it was cracking for the first time. It's like I got to see what was really out there. Because I feel as though when you're living within your ego, you see life through a specific lens. I think of my ego as it developed was these glasses. These glasses had no programs on it. It was simple glasses, but you were able to add programs on there. And the first programs that were added were religion, those beliefs, fear, alongside of anything, honestly. When I took that one puff and sat there, all those programs were put in a recycling bin for a bit, and I got to see how life was again when I was a kid. I got to sit there in pure awareness and really bask in life's glory. Like, this shit is beautiful. I was able to sit there and be like, wow, this is what it's all about. That's so insane to me. And when I think back to it, it's scary going through some sort of ego dissolution or ego death. But when you let it hit you, when you accept the feeling, you start to see life in a whole new way. And it just feels like heaven. It's literally heaven on earth when you're tapped into that awareness and you're not seeing life through your same old programs. But I got deeper into, like, of course you get addicted. Throughout that phase of my life, I was enjoying the benefits, or like the fun that comes with doing it. Food tasted amazing. Food tasted like if I was to eat an apple while high, it felt like I picked that from a tree from heaven. Bro, that's how good shit tasted. It just made food taste amazing. And I think it's okay. Look, here's how it went. We were hotboxing. Me and my friend, we were hotboxing, just talking and shit. He went to we were in the back of his house in the garage, hotboxing. And he was like, you know what, I'll be right back. He goes to grab chips. He grabs them, he starts eating. I'm like, yo, let me try some. And I taste that shit, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
each flavor was totally unique.
You ever been so in awe that your face doesn't even look like you're like when you hear like a fire ass bar, you be like, ew, like that shit was hard. Yes, bro, that's the felt like, this shit's fucking gas. I'm like, oh my God, it's just amazing, bro. Like, that was like the first time I ever tasted food while high, and I was like mesmerized, bro. I was mesmerized. Alongside of eating food too, one time I got so zooted out of my mind. I was at my friend's house, of course, because he was the plug, bro. Like, he was the plug for that specific thing. He was downstairs in the basement. I went to go upstairs to go get a banana because I was hungry, bro. The munchies were kicking in. The neighbors next door were having some sort of party, and the living room was completely dark. I was standing in the kitchen, fried out of my mind, and I'm like, my eyes are closed because I'm listening to the music next door, and it felt like it was in my head. I felt the vibrations in the air. Like, I felt so connected, bro. It felt like something out of a movie. Just like you unlock a new superpower. That's what it felt like. I'm standing there. I'm like, mind you, it's so faint. Like, if you were normally sober, you'd hear it, but it wouldn't. It's so faint. But while I'm high, I'm dancing to it. I'm like, they playing that shit in there, like, bro, that shit was fire. I'm listening to music when I'm not even there. Like, it's so, like, I'm telling you, when it's so faint, you're just hearing the beats. I'm hearing the beats through the wall, but I can hear the lyrics as well. I'm hearing everything. I feel everything. I'm just connected, bro. And then after that, I grab the banana, I go downstairs. After having moments like that, you don't even tell people, because it makes you feel it's either I'm hallucinating this shit, or I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's the best way I can explain that. It's all an experience. I could try to explain all the stories I've had while zooted out of my mind, because they're the most profound experiences I've ever experienced in my life. Like, they're insane. When you experience things like that, you come off to people as crazy that don't understand it. People that don't understand it, they're gonna be like, "Look at this, we're talking about." You feel me? Like, they're gonna be like that. But when you're talking to someone who has experienced it, they're like, they dap you up. This is like, yo, they're like, my nigga, like, you get it, bro, you get it. But throughout my experience, I have not met someone like that yet. Because when it comes to my experiences, I don't think a lot of people have experienced that. But when it comes to the normal shit like munchies and shit and music, it's when it's like, okay, like, a lot of people experience that, so I could share that, and it feels amazing to share it. But yeah, oh my gosh, I went a whole rant. But yeah, after all the fun with music, food, and just watching movies and all that shit, that's when the introspection came in. That's when I'd hotbox and sit there with my thoughts and really pick apart every single moment of my life and see how all of that brought me where I am now. You see what I mean? Like, I think about it as like the game Detroit Become Human, or Life is Strange. I love that game a lot because it shows you all the decisions you make and how those decisions created this new outcome. That's basically how my life was going on in my head when I would get that fried. I'd be sitting there, laying back, zone the hell out, thinking about every single moment of my life and how it brought me to where I am now. And that was good. It was bad, but good. It was bad when it comes to how it made me feel emotionally, because I felt it made me feel like my life was a lie. Well, not a lie, but it made me really accountable for my actions, because we're not perfect. Like, I've definitely done some fucked up shit in my past, and that all that came out. Everything, the good, the bad, I was basically just doing shadow work without knowing. I was doing shadow work without knowing. That's how fried I'd get. That introspection came with derealization, because I'd also see how nothing's real. Like, I think to myself how nothing is fucking real. It was so quick. Like, throughout that whole period of my life, it was just new experiences after new experiences, and my brain was just getting overloaded. My soul, everything was just like, I'm tired of this, man. Like, you gotta give me a break. Like, dog, I was just flooding my brain with so much new information that I couldn't handle it. And I got derealization from it, and everything was in black and white for me. Like, I was just like, wow, damn, this life's kind of like, it's kind of depressing. Like, when I'd get high, I'd realize, like, damn, nothing actually matters. But that would, like, fuck me up in the head. That would, like, mess me up, because your thoughts are 10 times stronger when you're under the influence. So when you're high and you're telling yourself nothing matters, you're making I don't know how do I explain, like, you're just making yourself depressed instantly. Like, that's like instant depression right there, because it's like, damn, nothing matters, bro. Like, I could just kill myself right now, no one would care type shit. Like, you feel me? Like, you would just start being negative, and you don't want that. And that's what was going on with me. Alongside the derealization felt like I was watching my life through a TV. It felt like the Truman Show. That's what it felt like. It felt like I was just watching my life every single day, like going to school. Like, it felt like a boring ass loop. I could definitely start making like story times and explaining my personal experiences with weed, because I love like talking about it, because it's cool as fuck too. But yeah, the derealization came with depression as well. I felt like I was watching life through a TV. Like, I just felt dead. A few months after that, I started looking up spiritual awakenings, because it felt like I said my ego cracked. By the time I was having those derealization thoughts and I was just completely losing my sense of reality, that's when I became this nigga right here. That's when I was like, that's when I became that dude right there. Because I started seeing life through through straight awareness. I wasn't just old Prince anymore. I wasn't my ego anymore. I was just pure awareness. And that's why I felt like the realization. Damn. Like, think about this now. It's like, wow. Like, that's cool. Ego death, it doesn't feel like you're physically dying. Well, for me, it did feel like that. Ego death isn't you dying. It's basically your identity dying. The person you thought you were isn't real, basically. Like, the person you thought you were dies. The way you view life, your experiences, everything regarding that, done. Zero. That's just gone. And you become fresh new awareness, and you start seeing life for what it really is. Ego death is really scary. I feel as though you don't need to go through that. It's something that you don't need to rush, basically. Like, I would want someone to experience something like that when they're ready. I think I was ready. Like, this was just the life path I was on without even knowing. Like, I wasn't aware that I was doing any of, like I said when I got fried and when I was doing shadow work, I wasn't aware I was doing that shit. I wasn't aware that I was doing a lot of beneficial things for my life. After an ego death, you realize you're not your thoughts, you're not your body, and you're not even the story you've been telling yourself. When you're trapped within your ego, you are your thoughts. Every thought you have, you act out. And every thought you have, you act out. And every sad thought you have, it really feels real to you. Alright, I was rambling here, but what I meant is when you're stuck in your ego, you cling to every thought or label people put on you. Like if someone once called you lazy or praised you for always being strong, you'd carry that around you like it defines you, positive or negative, you let it trap you. But after ego death, all of that weight just falls off and you stop clinging to labels or stories, and you finally feel free to just be present, connected, and alive. But ego death is extremely beautiful. It's the most profound and the most just spectacular thing in the world. It shows you truth. That's the best way I could explain it. It shows you truth. And ego death shows you who you really are. After that whole stage of your ego dying, it shows you who you truly were at the core, and you start building from that. And that's the most, I love it. I love it so much. Most people achieve ego death by psychedelics, meditation, or other things that induce that. Well, I guess weed was one of them for me. I haven't really looked that up for other people, but for me, that I definitely got ego death from that, because I was a chronic user, bro. I was a chronic user. To sum up the video, ego death isn't losing yourself, it's losing the illusion of who you thought you were. And when you step out of that mask, you realize how infinite you really were, because you were always just pure consciousness. If you made it all the way to the end, you're a real one, for real. I love you. And let me know in the comments what else you want me to dive into. More story times, random rants, or just straight up talks about spirituality and growth. I've got an abundant amount of ideas cooking, so trust me, we're just getting started. This is just one of the topics I actually love talking about. So yeah, until next time, peace.